How about now? Mic check. Hey, hey. Whoa, that seems pretty loud. Let me turn that down a little bit. Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Good to have you here. Wow, I was scrambling to get this stream together this morning. I tell you what, man, it was one of those nights, crazy night. We had some tornadoes out of the middle of nowhere. And the baby was up. The dogs are up. The fence got blown over. I wanted to stream. My nav data was out of date, and then Streamlabs decided to update again. So I don't know how the stream's going to turn out, guys. Right now, my CPU is cooking at 85%. So whatever Streamlabs has done to their software, I wish you didn't do it because it's completely tanking my system right now. But we're going to see if we can overcome it. How's it going, guys? Good to have you here. Dimitri in the house, OnePlus F, Alberto Delgadillo. What's going on, man? So you guys can tell we are in a 767. You guys voted for this a while back. It's been a while since I got around to it. I just wanted to have some time flying it a little bit, and I also really wanted to wait for my Honeycomb Yoke to get here. So that has all been done. We have the Honeycomb Yoke, and we're going to get this puppy fired up. Now, we'll do some exterior shots here as the airplane aligns. This is a completely cold and dark airplane. I have no idea. Well, I shouldn't say no idea, but I'm not doing, this is not a tutorial by any means for exact procedures because I'm just kind of winging it the way that I would fly this airplane. This is by no means a tutorial on the 767. I don't fly the 76. So if there's something that I'm doing that you guys know is incorrect, or if there's a different way to do something, let me know because I'm all about learning just like you guys are trying to figure out what we can do. So, all right. Daniel Smith says you hear me 10 by 5. So does that mean too much? Let me turn myself down a little bit more. All right. I turned myself down a little bit more. Let me know how that is, Daniel Smith. All right. So let's get it started, guys. Let's get this plane aligning first while we're on the ground here. So I'm going to go ahead and get the battery switch on, standby to auto. And we're going to go ahead and crank this APU. Look at this beautiful Amazon Prime livery. I wanted to do the actual giant livery, but the one that I downloaded, I guess, only works on the passenger variant. So I was like, I guess I'll just switch the paint. Same airline, just a different paint job. What's up, Alberto? Whoever decided to, or whoever sent me the link on how to bind the external views for the 7.6, I really appreciate it because if you can see here, I can go now to my wing view. Wow, it's kind of screwed up. But the flight factor, for some reason, you know how you can move around the cockpit normally? I can't get back to the wings. You can't go through the cockpit door here, and you can't go out. So what I had to do is I had to follow the video the old school way. You just kind of manually switch over the x-axis to get it working. But hey, we are going to get everything on here. That looks good. Let's get these into nav mode. Emergency lights are armed. Let's get the APU bleed on. Get some air up in here. Auto modes, auto modes. All right, so that's going, that looks good. That stays off for now. Let's get our lights set up here. Whoops. Nope, there we go. Put up the landing gear. No, I don't think so, man. I'll pass on that. Alberto, you said this bird is awesome in real life when I fly to Dulles. Ooh. I can't tell you the last time I've been on a 767, guys. It's been quite some time. But this is the professional package or the extended, however you want to word it. Oops, that's speed brake. We're going to have to rebind that. Put that back. I need to quickly make a quick binding here for my throttle for Avitab. 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 Toggle tablet. There we go. Perfect. Do we have the GECF6 turbofans today? We do have General Electric engines on this puppy. Look at this beautiful chrome engine nacelle here. I'm loving it. Once we get the box programmed, I got to bind 2 more or 3 more exterior views. We'll have to do that here in a second. But let's get this box aligned. So I'm going to come right here, FMC. Now, I just do it kind of how I would do the same with the ZIBO. I don't know if that's the accurate way, the best way to do it, but I'm going to put LAX. We're going to be going from LA to Phoenix, so a shorter flight, especially in this plane, we can haul. But I'm going to take the GPS position here, copy that over, route LA, Phoenix, enter that. We're going to depart off of runway 25 left, I'm hoping. On the dots 2, scenery, and then let's go ahead and activate that. Following that, we're going to go Blythe, Bravo Lima Hotel, which is 17.4, I believe. We'll have to double check that here. And then the arrival. Let's see, next page. What's it tell me? Dots 2. Oh, I have to select the SID first and then the runway. 25 left. Execute. That doesn't look right. Oh, Boeings. I'm going to put this into plan mode. Zoom it out here. Alright. Let's see if we can get through this. Good morning, Fixture Jake 11. How's it going, man? Yes, this does come with a new avionics pack. How is it compared to the 7.5? It's about the same. You know, in all honesty, guys, we'll talk about it later. I'm not, for the price that Flight Factor wants to sell these airplanes, I'm not super impressed. Because, I mean, you can tell this is like an FS9 texturing. I mean, the texturing is pretty out of date, and it just looks a little misplaced. But I'll tell you what, the 7.6 looks better than the 7.5, in my opinion. I don't know if it's the exact same panel, or maybe it's just the lighting we're in right now, but you can tell this plane is dated. But the systems, that's what I'm after. The systems functionality is extremely well done. So, I like that. Okay, so why is that Route 1? What's going on here? I want Route 1, LA to Phoenix, legs. Oh my gosh. Departure. So let's try this again. Dots 2, 25 left. Blythe. Arrivals. I guess I can't do arrivals, so I have to hit execute first. Depart to get to arrival selection. This keeps bringing me up to departures for LA departures. What is going on here? I have to put in 2 routes. Is that a thing? See, every time I come back for arrivals, what is going on here? Blythe? Can I just go direct Blythe? Nope. Alright, what is going on here, guys? So let's step through this. This is our Route 2 for some reason. Scenery out to Blythe and then Phoenix. Okay, now I want to go to arrivals. So I should be able to go arrival, and it keeps bringing up departures. Am I going crazy? Oh, I have to go back to index? Wow, that's freaking stupid. Route 2 is active. Okay. So I guess I programmed Route 2. That's not a problem. We'll fix that. We're going to land on ILS 8. So this is an interesting situation. I don't know if you guys have had this. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's something I've done wrong. Yesterday I did this flight, and I tried to land on 7 right. And I loaded up 7 right in the box here. But the aircraft wanted to fly on the ILS to 8, no matter what I put in the nav radio. So I don't know. It's very possible it's pilot error, but I'll have to make sure that we don't have that issue again today. Okay, so we have Blythe, Hydra 1 to ILS 8. Execute. So now, scenery direct Blythe, execute. Beautiful. Route 1. Apparently, I'm going to program Route 1 one more time. 25 left, dots 2, scenery, activate, execute, arrivals, index, route number 1, we're going to do ILS 8. Okay, so I see I had to go back. I see what I had to do. Hydra 1, Blythe transition, execute, legs, and we're going to go ahead and do after scenery direct Blythe, execute. All right, so now we're back. We're cooking with gas now, folks. Sorry about that. So here we go. 25 left. Here's the dots transition. We can zoom this in a little bit. Yes, there are no pop-out panels, which is kind of annoying. But here we go. Hey, a new member, Steve Martin. How's it going, man? Glad to have you here, bud. Let's go ahead and get some no floaties. Oh, I'm sorry, no floaties. Watching too much Captain Canada. Get some positive rates up in here for Steve Martin. Thanks for joining the channel, man. Glad you're enjoying the content. Want to become a member? Glad to have you here. We'll give you a warm V1 welcome. I apologize, I'm not in the Airbus today. I know you guys are you guys probably come to this channel for Airbus stuff, but my members, my commercial members, voted for the 767-300, so that's what we're going to do today. I let the commercial members kind of drive some of the content on this channel, just a little extra perk. But all right, here we go. Let's step through this. 25 left, hyper all the way out to scenery. Whoops. There we go. There's scenery, Blythe, and then we come down the arrival, and then there's our missed approach. So it appears to be in there. All right. I think we are good for that. And we are in align mode. Perfect. Okay, so Steve Martin says, hi all, I got here an hour early and realized I had the time zone wrong, then got back late. No worries, Steve Martin. Glad to have you here, man. I was a little late this morning myself getting things going on this stream, so I apologize if you guys were looking for an on-time departure, but just been crazy couple days here. All right, so let's go check out our airplane. I have everything loaded here, so I'm going to go loading the plane. So we're going to take 30,000 pounds of gas. Let's go up to the top here, and we can see that the total quantity is loading. Perfect. We'll wait to fill out the perf init page, and while we wait, we can probably call up our clearance delivery on 2035. I appreciate your guys' feedback on that last video I did on the ATC breakdown situation there. I mean, I know there's a lot of differences of opinions, but hey, I mean, that's what makes YouTube great, is we can each agree to disagree. And just think, if we all agreed on the same thing, how boring would YouTube be? So most of the comments were pretty respectful, and everything it was a pretty good discussion. I'm going to continue doing series like that. And if you guys remember, I did a flight in the Airbus from Seattle to Portland where I violated airspace. Like, it was a complete pilot deviation because the box was loaded wrong. And I'm going to break that one down in another video. So I like the idea of these safety review type videos. So really going to do that. I think that's cool. But let's go ahead and call up ATC 2035 is our control for ground clearance, or for clearance delivery, I should say. Let me find my pen here. My pen is missing. And we are Giant GTI1070 heavy. Typically you're only going to use that heavy on your first call to ATC on that frequency. And we're going to go ahead and see if we can pick out our route here. What was our route filed? Let me pull it up here so I can look at it real quick. All right, let's give him a call. Actually, let's make sure the volume is turned up. This is one thing that'll get you. So if you're trying to use comms in the 7.6, this volume needs to be turned up. And sometimes it glitches all the way to off, or L, which I think is off. Let's see. I'll put it right there. Hopefully that'll work. Let's give it a call, see how he hears us. Good morning, LA clearance. Giant 1791 heavy looking to pick up IFR to Phoenix.
Giant 1791 heavy, LA clearance. Good morning. Cleared to Phoenix Airport. Dots to departure. Scenery transition that is filed. Climb via the SID, accept maintain 5,000. Departure frequency 125.2, squawk 1562.
Cleared to Phoenix Sky Harbor via the Dots to departure. Scenery transition as filed. Climb via the SID. Accept maintain 5,000. Climb via the SID, accept maintain 5,000. Departure frequency is 125.2, squawking 1562. Giant 1791.
Giant 1791 heavy, read back correct.
Alrighty, so we got an as filed clearance today. Beautiful.
I think somebody was trying to call center. He stepped on somebody, didn't catch it.
Turn that down just a little bit. Jeremy Harvey says, V1, do you think Flight Factor always makes their cockpit displays really dim and look like textures?
Alpha Romeo, LA Center. 1, maintain VFR.
Oh, so I can't really turn him down. Sorry, Jeremy Harvey, I got distracted there. Really dim and look like textures rather than displays. You know, I've noticed that a little bit.
Skyhawk 210 Alpha Romeo, LA Center.
Wow.
Squawk 713.
I'm going to turn him off for a little bit. I can't turn him down like a standard ATC or a volume knob would work. So if you guys are looking at the displays here, check this out. I've been playing with this. There's so many different settings here, but let's take a look at, is it the effects? Okay, yeah, reflections, instruments. If I turn the reflections down, oh, so it's not reflections, it's dirt effect. So you see how light this is? If I turn dirt off, it gets much darker, but I agree, it still looks too flat to me. I leave it on the one setting of dirt. I could leave it all the way off, but then it looks just like black squares in the cockpit. So I leave one set of dirt on here. I don't know, you know, it's not the best, I will say that. And I think the problem, and maybe not necessarily problem, but this is an old airplane, guys. Like, this plane came out a long time ago, so it's, you know, it's definitely lacking the most current technology, I believe. But anyway, we're just finishing the alignment. Let's take a look outside. I will tell you, this livery on the outside is fantastic. The wings, look at the wing reflection there, the engines. I mean, the outside of this airplane is fantastic. And I don't know if that's part livery designer or what, but what I want to do is I also want to bind an extra camera position. So we're going to, let's go ahead and hop up and over the airplane here. We're going to come to the right side just as we're finishing the alignment, and then we're going to fire up and get out of here. The box is loaded, our clearance is received, so it shouldn't be too long. We're going to just hack our way over here and make ourselves a few extra wing views. What do you guys think? Right about here? Yeah, that looks good right there. Let's go ahead and set that, and then we're going to set one further back as well. Did I perform maintenance, Romulus? Yes, I did. I got the maintenance performed, so we should be good to go. Let's do one right over the top of the wing. No, let's do the trailing edge right along the flaps. And then we're going to close the doors. Oh, that looks good right there. We're going to do one there. And then let's do one a little bit further back. And then we'll call it good. Perfect. So take a look at our wing views. We've got left engine, left trailing edge, right engine, slightly more forward, right wing right over the flaps, and then right trailing edge. Beautiful. All right, guys, let's go ahead and close up some doors. Let's make sure we do have our fuel on board. We do 30,000 pounds of gas. I'm going to go auto, get those turned on, get our fuel pumps turned on, get our, we'll keep the beacon off for now. And I think that's good. So let's close up doors and get out of here. We'll go ahead and remove all from outside. And then let's go ahead and go to, let's see, airplane. Close all doors. Why don't I have any air blowing? What did I screw up here? APU bleed is on. Isolation valves. Hello. Hello, Boeing. There we go. Keep that temperature. At least it's a beautiful morning in LA, so it's not too big of a deal, but good thing boxes don't bitch. Carter says, I was actually disappointed they don't have a less dirty effect. It goes from really to completely clean. I totally agree, man. Like I said, this airplane suffers from a lack of modern technology, I believe. I think it's just, it's outdated, man. But you can't argue with the, with the systems modeling, which is something that I really like. So we'll go ahead and set that. We're going to do 5.0 on the reserve. We're going to do 350 as our final cost index of 75. Takeoff speeds, we're going to do a flaps 5 takeoff, and let's pick up the ATIS real quick before we get out of here. ATIS frequency for Los Angeles is 33.8. There we go. Jeez. 33.8. And let's listen to our lovely ATIS. Got to turn on the volume.
24 right and 25 left approach in use or vector for visual approach will be provided. Simultaneous visual approaches to all runways are in progress. Simultaneous instrument departures in progress. VFR departures contact clearance delivery, advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway assignment, hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact, you have information, Juliet.
Julieta.
Los Angeles International Airport. ATIS information, Juliet. 1453 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition, clear. Temperature 21. Dew point 4. Altimeter 29 or 9 or 8. Arriving runways 24 right, 25 left. Departing runways 24 left, 25 left, 25 right.
All right.
ILS runway 24 right and 25 left approach.
Not a problem there. Ground control is going to be 21.4. I believe we're going to have to call them because we're going to push onto Alpha. 21.4. And then Tower Freak for the South Complex is 20.95. So we'll put that over here. Bug Eater Simpson, how's it going, man? He asked, do I use the standard X-Plane camera views or third party? I use the standard X-Plane camera views, man. There's no reason, in my opinion, unless you're trying to make a real cinematic type video, to do any other third party software. Now, I have profiles set up for Track IR. So X camera allows you to do the same thing, but then I have to redo all my profiles, and I didn't want to do that because I don't need to. With the standard camera views. The only airplane that I've ever had problems with camera views is the 767-300 freighter, and
ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
What I had to do is I followed a video somebody posted in the Discord. It's the old-fashioned way of getting your camera outside of the cockpit, and then you could set up your wing views. In the 767 passenger, you can go to you can like glitch yourself through the panel back here and get into the cabin and make wing views. The freighter, for some reason, I couldn't do it. So this is the only airplane I've ever had a problem with. All right, except maintain 5,000. We'll put that up here and finish our situation here. Wind was calm, wasn't it? Yeah, jeez. 040. OAT was 21 Celsius. We'll do 155 plus 20. We'll do 175. Now, this reminds me, before I get out of here, I've been having issues with my thrust levers creating noise with the auto thrust. So do you guys know, is there an option in here where I can change that? Let's see, interaction options, tools. I thought I looked through it here and I couldn't find anything, but maybe you guys know of a way to set up. Oh, is it throttles block? Let's see. This will turn the throttles block after AP is turned on. Perfect. Okay, I think that's what I needed. I answered my own question. All right, everything else looks good. We're ready to push. We're going to push back. We're over here at South Cargo. We're going to have to push back onto Alpha. So I think we're ready to go, guys. New member, Seatback Pocket. How's it going, man? Glad to have you here. Glad you're enjoying the content. You want to become a member of the channel? Go ahead and give him a nice warm welcome. Positive rates in the house. And thank you, sir. I hope you weren't looking forward to some Airbus stuff today because we are in the lovely 767-300 freighter. So we're going to push back on Alpha, and I think we're good to go, guys. Let's go ahead and look at a checklist real quick here. Oxygen, we did all that. Ooh, pressurization, I didn't do that. This is a Boeing thing. Landing altitude is 1580, I believe.
Santa Maria Tower, Piper 89 Alpha, turning finals, runway 30.
Okay, so that looks
Alpha,
good.
thank you. Runway 30 cleared to land, wind 01012, gust 21.
Cleared to land, 3089 Alpha.
Dougal, what's up, Dougal? Says chat on screen is a pain. Well, you know what? Guys, I can get rid of that for you. Boom. How's that? Would you guys like to not have the chat box? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know what you think. I get rid of that chat box just like that. I know it's kind of distracting. I don't even use it now because of the new Streamlabs version. That's a different interface. So I'm not even using the chat screen. So I'm going to disable it. Let me know if you want me to change it. Flight instruments are tested. Parking brake is set. Fuel control switch are cut off. Gear pins are removed. Why is this moving? That needs to go back down there. All right. Before start, fuel, passenger sign, windows locked, MCP is set, takeoff thrust is checked, CDU pre-flight's complete.
Number down Alpha, safe position, I don't see you on final.
Taxi and takeoff briefing complete, flight deck door is locked, anti-collision light is on.
Okay,
before taxi,
safe position.
We'll do that after we set our squawk, because Christopher Levin,
sorry, I am
thank
right
you, sir.
downwind for 30.
Let's see, squawk code. Thank you, Christopher Levin, for saving me here. 15.
Number 289 Alpha,
62.
Considering the CAT rating stands for communication in airspace training, you want to consider this a fail on your CAT 4 attempt just for improperly reporting your position. You are not final for runway 30. I would still recommend landing. You can reposition yourself, San Luis, if you like.
Yeah, roger that. Absolutely right. Thank you. 89 Alpha.
All right, cool. He says, yeah, no chat box, no chat box. Perfect. All right, chat box is off. 1562 is set in the squawk. TARA for pilot edge. They require that on when we're on the ground. And I think we're set. We've got everything else there. EEC window heats needs to come on before departure. That's another Boeing thing. Goodness gracious. I think everything else looks good here, right? Let's go ahead and get rid of the isolation valves. We're going to get the packs off. No, we do need the isolation valves on, right? There we go. Boom. Bleeds on, I think. I think that's right. And let's go ahead and call for push onto Alpha. LA ground, good morning. Giant 17991 Heavy requesting pushback onto Alpha from the south pads.
Giant 1791 Heavy, LA ground, good morning. Runway 25 left, taxi via Alpha, Foxtrot.
All right, 25 left, taxi via Alpha, Foxtrot, and just be advised, we were just calling for a push clearance onto Alpha. We need to push onto an active.
I've got nothing down that way. Yeah, you can just go straight taxi. Runway 25 left, taxi, Alpha, Foxtrot.
Perfect, thank you, sir. We are we'll taxi 25 left, Alpha, Foxtrot, Giant 1791. All right, so we are good to get out of here, guys.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Koan Koho says the link in the description for becoming a member doesn't work. Uh-oh.
San Luis ground, November
Let me see if I can
102
fix that.
Echo Foxtrot, IFR to Whiteman.
If you guys just click, if you're looking
Number
to
89
become a member,
Alpha,
if you
right
click
turn, off of
join,
the runway when you're able.
that
Stay
should
on
do
my
it as
frequency,
well.
Taxi into the ramp via Alpha.
I'll see if I can fix that here in a minute. Let me get this thing going. I have to, I think I gotta get a fresh link. Let's see. Carter, you said the auto rate? I do. I have it in auto 1. Is that
Fiber
not...
89er Alpha, taxi into the ramp via Alpha.
Oh,
Stay
auto
on this
rate.
frequency.
Right there? Is that where it needs to be?
Taxi to the ramp via Alpha, stay on the frequency.
So we're in auto 1. Auto rate is at the little tick mark.
Duke 102
Landing
Echo
altitude
Foxtrot,
set.
San Luis ground, cleared to Whiteman Airport, fly runway heading. Expect radar vectors, San Marcos, VOR, then as filed. Climb and maintain 5,000, expect 7,000, 5 minutes after departure. Departure with Santa Barbara, 120.55, squawk 6421. November 102 Echo Foxtrot is clear to the Whiteman Airport.
So I wish I could turn that ATC volume down for you guys. I don't know if it's super loud for you. It's super loud for me, but I can't turn it down in the airplane.
5 minutes. Frequency 120.55.
The little volume knob
64
doesn't work. It's either on or off. But seatback pocket, chatting with his new with his new epaulets, man. You're looking good, seatback. Couple of new members this morning. Glad to have you guys.
Release parking brake.
All right, brakes release are clear to push. We're going to 2.5 left.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
All right, he's going to get us out of here. What airport is this? This is the ShortFinal KLAX. I think it is one of the best pay-where sceneries we have. I fly into LAX a lot. I was just there on Friday, and this ShortFinal one is fantastic. Just the textures on the ground, it's great. It's great. I love it. Mark's Landing and Aviation, how do I chat with ATC? Yes, it is a Pilot Edge plugin. It is a paid-for program. They have like a subscription service. You can also do, I believe it's a 7-day free trial. Now, bear in mind that they pride themselves in being very professional and being accurate as possible. So if you are brand new to ATC, you're definitely going to want to learn the ropes a little bit, look at some of their training material, and then jump on. It's not one of those plugins where you're just going to jump in and not be able to know anything and get talking to ATC. They expect you to know how to communicate properly. So, and we all know how that goes. I mean, they can be a little hard at sometimes. I think it's more of a, speaking with. I was really impressed, actually. So after that last video I published with the professionalism breakdown, that case study video, the owner of Pilot Edge, he messaged me and we PM'd back and forth a little bit, and he made a great point. He's like, they see so much stuff on there that in X-Plane or whatever game they're controlling that's just absolutely insane, that it's easy for them to break down faster and get irritated faster or have more sarcasm than necessary, but they still pride themselves in being professional. So I respect that, and we had a couple messages back and forth. So there's no hard feelings, at least on my end. I think it's one of the best, if not the best, ATC plugin out there. But like I said, there are times where they can get a little bit snippy. Slam Cannon, I agree. He says let's get some positive rates for the new members. I can chuck a few in there and chat for you guys. All right, I think we're good enough to start engines. We're going to go ahead and turn 2. We got pressure? Yes, sir. Here we go. Looking for 20%.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Brake set, good push. Clear disconnect.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Boom. Fire it up, baby. So the sounds, guys, I'm not going to lie. They're good, but they're not, it's out. I don't want to say it's a bad airplane. I just want to say it's an outdated airplane. That's all it is. It's just outdated. But I'll tell you what, this engine view right here looks pretty freaking sweet on this livery. This is the Amazon One. The textures on everything look really good. Quentin Johnson says, hi, V1 Sim. Not sure if you read my earlier comment, but my credit card got stolen. Uh-oh, so I had to cancel my membership so I get a new one. Quentin Johnson, no worries, man. I hope you get that sorted out. That is a pain in the butt when that happens. I hope that gets all sorted out for you, bud.
Hose disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
All right, we'll see ya. All right, let's start engine number 1. You know what I'm going to do, too, is, here, let's go options. Oh, wait. I don't want to cook these engines first. Let's turn up the sounds. I'll turn up, I'm gonna like max out the sounds for you guys so it sounds a little bit better. Cornco's, does somebody know the issue of becoming a member? I do. I'm aware of the link being broken. I will try to get a new link when we get up into cruise. If you want to join the channel, you can just press the join button on this video, and that should get you all set up as well. I think the link just expires with time, so I do apologize for that, guys. All right, so we got a good start on
ground, November 102 Echo Foxtrot, North Transient Parking, ready to taxi.
And we can go ahead and turn off. Oh, shoot. I didn't just toast it, did I? I forgot to turn the gens over.
102 Echo Foxtrot, San Luis ground runway 29er, taxi.
I really hope that didn't just...
Taxi to 29er via Alpha, November 102 Echo Foxtrot.
I really hope that didn't just toast my flight plan. Nope, we're still in the box. All right. APU gen off, that's because it's got a spool down. Parking brake is set. We're going to do a flaps 5. Let's do it from here. Slamkin says there is a cool, good Avitab mod for the 7.6. Ooh. Maybe. I don't use, you know, I only use Avitab when I fly with you guys because I want you to see the charts too. I have my own iPad that I use for work that has all the charts on it, so I like keeping the cockpits clean as I can, but I might have to look into it. Tommy Monroe says, what's up, V1? It's been a while since I've been able to tune in. Hey, man, good to see you here. All right, full left. Look at the texturing underneath the wing is freaking good. So I think this is much better than the 7.5. My memory serves me right. I don't know why we've got passengers talking in the background. All right, we're up to 5,000 feet. Parking brake is still on. Let's make sure everything else is kosher up here, just because. That's auto. We have pressure to pressurized. I think we're good. Do you guys see any problem with this overhead? If not, please let me know before we take off. All right, let's get out of here.
San Luis ground, good morning again. Piper Warrior 8289 Alpha at transient parking. To south departure with X-ray for the Cat 4 again, please.
Warrior 8289 Alpha, San Luis ground, good morning, runway 29er, taxi via Alpha.
Runway 29er, taxi via Alpha, 89 Alpha.
I mean, that looks pretty sweet, though. That looks pretty sweet. Well, not there. Alright, let's taxi down on this runway. Let's get out of here. We'll do a couple checklists down there at the end. Yeah, Slamkin says the 6.7 is much better on the exterior than the 5.7. Okay, then, so I'm not going crazy, because I remember flying the 7.5 and being very disappointed in the external modeling, or texturing, I should say, especially on the wings. And then I got in this, and I'm like, that actually looks pretty good. So I'm glad I'm not going crazy because, yeah, this one looks pretty darn sweet. The 7.5, not so much. I mean, look at the flaperon moving there, and then the detail under the roll spoilers. Gosh, gotta love that. Gotta love it, man. But you can hear the sounds. Like, it's, I don't know. Maybe if we were in a passenger freighter, it would sound a little better, but... Alright, a couple of things I want to do here. Let's go ahead and go flight directors on. Auto throttle arm. And I think that's good, right? I have a problem setting takeoff thrust in this airplane too. So I'm probably going to do this completely wrong, but maybe you guys can help me out when we get down there.
November 0 Alpha Romeo, contact SoCal approach 135.4.
Yaw damper isn't on. Yaw damper, yaw damper. Oh, yeah. Boom, boom. Thank you, guys. We'll do another view when we get down there at the end. I'll go over the overhead one more time just to make sure. Actually, this is nice and straight taxiway here. Let's do one more look. Final checks on the overhead. What do you guys think?
November 210 Alpha Romeo SoCal approach. Anytime you check in on a new radar frequency, always include your altitude, please. Ontario altimeter 3002.
I should probably set my altimeter 299er8. Oops, that's my RA. We keep that off.
Thank you.
299er8. 299er8 for us. RTO, flaps are 5. Where's this? I like this view right here. That looks pretty nice, huh?
Runway 29er.
You can see the gear flexing there on the strut.
November 8289er Alpha San Luis Tower.
Yeah,
Are you first line or number 2?
Honestly, this one looks
it looks like there's a beach in front of you.
One of the best exterior modeling I've seen is probably on this plane right there.
The beach looks like it's running up into wind.
Do you have enough room to get by, or do you need to wait?
I can get by 89 Alpha.
All right, this
Runway
is
29er Alpha. With San Luis Tower
Alpha.
left downwind departure, please. Runway 29er cleared for takeoff. Wind variable at 6.
Juan Gomez says you need to arm LNAV,
Clear for
VNAV.
takeoff.
Yes, I will do that as
Left
soon as we
downwind.
are holding
89
short of the
Alpha.
runway here. I don't know if that's something. Do you guys do that like on taxi out, or I just kind of do it right before takeoff, but maybe that's incorrect. All right, left on Alpha, hold short 25 left. We'll get our frequencies set up, and then we will make sure we are good to go. Kind of a funky little turn here. Look at that, though. Oh, look at this texturing, though. I love this airport. ShortFinal KLAX, worth every penny in my book. We'll go ahead and stop it there. Brakes are set. Get that nose light off. All right, let me go through the checklist real quick. You guys let me know. Carter says there's a toga button on the screw. I think next to the speed tower button. Not sure if that's just on the 7.5 though. You can use the thrust button as well. So let's go ahead and, can I use my binding? Let me see. So I have engaged toga power here bound to my throttle quadrant. You guys are saying there's another one. Oh, this screw right here. This is toga. Okay, I'm going to hit this. So correct me if I'm wrong. Spool them up like what, 50%? And then I compress this button here. And if we're LNAV, VNAV armed, it should take over the thrust. Correct? That's my opinion. Let me know if that's the correct procedure. I'm going to go ahead and run through this checklist real quick. For takeoff briefing reviewed. Packs are auto off. They are in auto. Flaps are set. Stabilizer trim is set. Flight controls checked. Cabin secured. And then we just go to the after takeoff. So according to that, that looks good. Our tower freak is 2095. Verify that here. South complex 2095. Departure frequency is 25.2. All right, so 25.2 for departure. And I think we're good to go. So I'm just waiting for you guys to confirm that we are kosher for takeoff with my thrust situation. Because I feel like I've engaged toga with my joystick and it doesn't, for some reason it doesn't capture it. Anyway, let me look at the SID real quick here. Get my actual iPad up. All right, so the only restriction that we really got to worry about is Docker at or below 3,000. We don't want to blow that one. And then dots at or above 15, which shouldn't be a problem in the 7.5. So, okay, Carter, you said it's binding but not specific. So I will use this screw button here. Perfect. All right, here we go, guys. Good evening, Tower. Giant 1791 heavy, holding short. Runway 25 left. Alpha, ready to go.
Giant 1791 heavy, Los Angeles Tower. Good morning. RNAV Hyper. Runway 25 left. Cleared for takeoff. Wind calm.
RNAV Hyper, 25 left, clear for takeoff. Giant 1791, heavy. RNAV Hyper, clear for takeoff. Let's do it, boys.
San Luis Tower, November 102 Echo Foxtrot, holding short at 29er at Alpha, ready IFR departure.
Beach 102 Echo Foxtrot, San Luis Tower, wind variable at 6, runway 29er cleared for takeoff.
How loud are those engines? Is that too loud for you guys?
Runway 29er, November 102 Echo Foxtrot.
We're going to do a big airplane turn here, though. So I'm going to go past just a little bit. Gosh, I love this wide body situation here, though. It just feels so nice to do the big airplane turn. That was a terrible one. I undershot it for sure, but all right. We're good to go. Let me set my view up that I like to fly. Spool them up to 50%. And toga. It's not capturing them. What the heck? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Throttle's blocked. Turn it off. We'll do it manually. Screw it. I don't know what happened there, guys. The procedure after hitting toga to follow the thrust to your hardware throttle. I tried following it. It wouldn't let me. Alright, thrust set. So I don't know if that was a hardware lock problem, but like I saw the indicator to bring it forward, but I moved my throttles forward and it wouldn't go forward. So I think I've got something going wrong with my procedure. Either way, here we come. A V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up.
Number 2 Echo Foxtrot, contact Santa Barbara departure.
Departure, November 2 Echo Foxtrot.
Giant 1791, contact SoCal departure.
Departure, we'll see you, Giant 1791.
Santa Barbara departure, November 102 Echo Foxtrot at a 1,000.
Trim it out here a little bit. I think my trim was a little off. I'm going to go Command A.
102 Echo Foxtrot, Santa Barbara
And
departure,
1 VNAV speed. There's our acceleration altitude. No. No, no, what are you doing? What are you trying to stall me here?
Don't sink.
Uh-oh.
Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
What is going on with that throttle?
Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
We're not sinking. Oh boy. Oh boy. Command A, LNAV, VNAV. Out of below 5,000, everything is still looking good. I'll manually adjust the throttle. 96.8. Jeez Louise. Departure, good morning, Giant 1791 Heavy 1.6, climbing via the DOTS 2. Oh, I'm sorry, climbing 5,000.
Giant 1791 Heavy, SoCal departure, radar contacts. Climb via the SID, except maintain 5,000. You can confirm that?
Roger, climb via the SID, except maintain 5,000 for Giant 1791.
Roger.
Flaps,
Beach 2 Echo
0.
Foxtrot, turn left heading 130 vectors for San Marcos, climb and maintain 7,000.
So, what do you guys think about that?
Left 130, climb
That
maintain
throttle
7,000,
issue, like-
November 102 Echo Foxtrot.
I don't know what that was all about. Can I even do...
Giant 1791 Heavy, climb via DOTS 2 departure.
Climb via DOTS 2 at Giant 1791. So top altitude is 15,000. So we're LNAV, VNAV, but my throttles are definitely borked. We're gonna have to fix this somehow here. Alright, so we're out of below 5. We definitely made that. That's not a problem. Let's take a look over here. So we're climbing via... The only other restriction that we have to make now is dots at or above 1.5. Climb thrust should be 100.3, so I gotta bump it up a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna try this one more time. Arm and push that. Nothing. You see how it just keeps dropping back? What is up with that? What is going on here? Yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys. So I've got nothing in FMA in my first FMA column. You wonder if it wiped out the performance data for takeoff? Well, I can't see the takeoff now, but we should be in climb mode, which we are. I'm going to turn these engines up just a little bit, and then
San Marcos, resume navigation.
We'll be able to do it. Let's do some outside views. I hope it's not too loud for you.
San Marcos,
Let's check a flyby view here.
Echo Foxtrot.
Holy crap, that was loud. That's interesting vapor effect there. Never seen that for this consistent. But hey, flight factor, what are we gonna do? Alright, well I guess we're manual thrust of the throttle, manual thrust control now.
Viper 8289 Alpha, Santa Maria Tower on the right downwind, runway 30, report midfield.
That's gonna suck if we have to do that all the way. Intervene the speed? I can't enter anything in the speed here. Let me get above 10,000 here real quick. Let's go ahead, we're close enough. Let's get these lights off. And we keep that off. Everything else can stay on, logo lights come off. Alright. So we're at almost at 10,000. I want to make sure we don't violate any airspace here. We're climbing to 15,000. Oh, I already made a bug. Good thing I caught it. Top altitude is 17,000 feet. Our restriction is at 15, so 17 is set. Alright, let's try this one more time. Let me make sure there's nothing going on in my settings here. Throttles block is off. So I've got that off. Now, left click the speed knob now. Alright. Rearm VNAV. Okay, so I'm gonna. Well, I hate to rearm VNAV on this. So let's turn auto throttles off. I'm gonna set these where they're supposed to be. We're supposed to be at 103.1. So I'm gonna set them right there. That's close enough. 103. So I'm gonna go auto throttle arm, and it goes to N1 hold. I can't even go to speed hold. Okay, hold on. Now we're in takeoff go around mode. Let me go manual climb mode. I can't unarm VNAV. I can't even turn VNAV off. Let me try a manual speed hold. Let me see if it'll come back. Well, we're in VNAV speed, so it's going to pitch for 290, so that's good. If you press the speed knob, it's a little to the right of the knob to turn speed on VNAV. If I press the speed knob, you're talking about this speed knob? I press it, nothing happens. I should have a throttle FMA enunciation right here.
Number 813 Oscar Charlie. Las
We're going to
Vegas
figure this
clearance.
out.
We need to disconnect, reconnect with a legal call sign.
LNAV,
Oscars
VNAV.
are not permitted, as they can be confused with zeros, just as India's
That's
are not
off,
available, as they can be confused with ones.
We'll see what happens when we level off, I
Giant
guess.
1791, contact Los Angeles, center 125.27.
2527, Giant 1791, sir. Was it 2527? I think it was. Good morning, LA Sarah. Giant 1791 Heavy is 15-1 climbing via the DOTS 2.
Giant 1791 LA Center, good morning, climb and maintain flight level 230.
Climb maintain for level 230, Giant 1791.
Roger, Alpha Romeo advise
230 is set.
weather at Van Nuys.
What's going on, Captain Geo in the house? Alright. It says, I got it on now. Alright, are you sure I have it on?
Alpha Romeo, I need to know that you have the ATIS at Van Nuys.
Alright, so we'll see what happens when it levels off. I thought there had to be some type of throttle enunciation here in the FMA column, or at least that's what it is in the Airbus. Let's go ahead and sync our heading book. We're above 15 for dots. Let's go ahead and take a look outside now. Enough of this. Hopefully this won't be too loud for you. Watch your ears, headphone users, beware. That is a thing of beauty right there, though. That looks pretty sweet. There's LA off in the distance. This is Long Beach, California down here.
Roger, Alpha Romeo, roger.
Man, that's nice, though. Huh? Look at that fork boy ortho doing its thing. Let's do a flyby view. Oh boy, watch your ears. So, I mean, you could tell the flyby... Listen, I mean, it's... Listen to that sound. That's not like... That's definitely not a juicy. I don't know what kind of noise that is. I mean, it's not ZIBO sounds, I'll tell you that. 19.4, we're still looking good. I'm going to go ahead and
Tower, thank you. Wind now 360 at
increase the climb out speed to 300.
Runway 30, cleared to land.
See, I don't think the auto thrusters are on because we should be at 104.3. The thrust levers right now are 103.4, so they're not where they're supposed to be.
1791, contact Los Angeles Center 124.62, good day.
2462, good day, Giant 1791. 2462. Flip it over. Good morning, Center. Giant 1791 Heavy is 20.4, climbing flight level 230.
Giant 1791 LA Center, good morning. Climb and maintain flight level 350.
Climb and maintain 350, Giant 1791. 350 is set. VKG says VNAV speed. I think you're okay. All right, man. I'm gonna let it hold out. We'll see what happens. I hope it is. I mean, if not, it's no big deal. I'll just hand fly it. But
over 831 Alpha Bravo.
It's a lot of workload that I.
Roger. Two things on your flight plan. One,
terrain.
Direct using Delta Charlie Tango in continental U.S. Don't
look at that view right there, though. Huh?
For direct. A simple space indicates the same thing. And then, secondly, verify your equipment suffix, please.
So you can hear the controller, you know, correcting people, and these are things that you gotta take into account about them.
Golf,
you know,
aircraft are not
they
RVSM
hear,
certified, but you've got
they hear and see all kinds of crap on Pilot Edge, and I understand that, and I could see how being a controller on Pilot Edge in that kind of atmosphere will wear you down much faster than perhaps being a controller, you know, where everybody knows what's going on, you know, in real life. So I do give them that for sure. I mean, they got to see some crazy stuff on the network. I can only imagine. I mean, that is a sweet shot, though, of the terrain right there and that coastline of the Fork Boy. Golly, that is juice. That is straight up juice, guys. Oh my goodness, I didn't even know. I'm holding my dog hostage here in my room. Hold on, we'll be right back. I gotta open the door.
Subway 31 Alpha Bravo, Las Vegas clearance. Thank you. Clear to Los Angeles Airport.
Daniel Smith, he says, would you say the ZIBO? Let me get a good view. Where's the good view? There we go. Would you say the ZIBO is the best Boeing for X-plane? I would absolutely 100% say that, Daniel Smith. I'd say it's the best Boeing for X-plane times 3, and it's free. So, what else can I tell you, man? That ZIBO mod is so freaking sweet. I have seen you guys been posting about it and talking about the 747 that's coming out, and I think it's kind of the same guys working on it, right? So that's going to be pretty cool.
331 Alpha Bravo, read back correct.
Sam Kenneth says, no juice. I wish BSS would come in and save the day. Not until he finishes the TOLUS, however. I hear you, man. Dude, have you guys listened to the Tolus preview videos from Comrade? He was streaming the other day. Man, they sound really good. He didn't have any exterior shots yet. I don't know if he's doing exterior or what. But the inside sounds of that 319, combine it with the cockpit mod, oh my goodness. I'm going to fly that plane constantly. Jeremy Harvey says, okay, Pilot Edge wants to be like the real world, so fine. What if he said, give me a phone number to call when I get down? Yeah.
Over 2 Echo Foxtrot.
I remember when I got violated, in Pilot Edge for a McDo Air in the 319. You guys probably remember that flight if you were watching the stream. We were going into Portland. And I even said, just out of habit, I said, okay, well, not habit, but just out of expectation, I said, I'm ready to copy the number. Because he said, that's a pilot deviation. And the next thing they would say is, be advised, ready to copy a phone number. And then you copy down the phone number, and then you know, get violated. So it was such a realistic experience, to me that I thought I actually got violated. Not a good feeling. But I'm going to do a breakdown on that video as well, because I think it points out a lot of things on the Airbus that you really got to be careful for. Now, granted, how it happened wouldn't happen in real life because the way that the FMGC is structured, it doesn't reload your old transition, but for some reason in the Tolus it does. But either way, I should have caught that. I should have, as the pilot in command, I should have seen that transition got messed up. All right, we're looking good out to Wild. Let's back the range off a little bit. Dimitri says, are you using the Honeycomb Yoke? Absolutely, man. I'm hoping once we get down into Phoenix, it's going to be visual, and I'm just going to do a nice hand-flown approach in there. The 7.6 with the Honeycomb Yoke is freaking sweet. Any Boeing, really, with the Honeycomb Yoke. I'm really enjoying it. Alright, Phoenix weather right now, yeah, it seems to be clear. Scattered at 2,500, so shouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't be a problem. Yes, the extended does come with BSS.
289er Alpha,
that is a good point. That is a good point, Sony Boy 94. And this is the extended. This is BSS sounds. Problem is, I think it's just, this is very old. This is an old airplane. This thing has been out since what? Like, was it X-Plane 9 or was it the original X-Plane 10? Probably X-Plane 10. But this plane is old, man. And I think there was a lot of limitations of the simulator back then when they built it. Which, you know, you shouldn't be charging that much for this airplane if it's not up to the current standards, especially with, you know, 2020, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Have you guys been I'm sure you guys have been keeping up with that. But the 2020 footage, I don't know, guys. It's kind of scary what it might do to simulation as we know it, and exciting at the same time. We just got to wait and see. You know, it looks good. We know that. And we know that the you know, the light aircrafts are going to have great flight dynamics. Thank you for subscribing there, Lalo Tower. Appreciate it. So, I just, you know, the only problem is, what if, I asked my buddy this the other day too, I said, okay, what if FS 2020 comes out and you only have the airplanes with the same fidelity that we did in X-Plane 11, just the default airplanes? Would you get rid of X-Plane? It's kind of a hard question because, you know, if you just look at the default planes in X-Plane 11, I don't know. I mean, I'd fly the GA stuff. I'd fly the C90 around, maybe the Cessna and stuff, but I'm really hoping they have some type of airliner full fidelity going on. I mean, they did show that 320neo, but there was a couple things wrong with it, even in the trailer, and I know it's just an alpha footage, but it just didn't look, there were some things that just didn't look right in the cockpit setup there, but I think it was just, for all we know, it could have just been a 3D model that they were using to film the footage, so who knows if that'll be even included in the final product. Daniel Smith says, keep your heading bug updated. Absolutely, man. Pet peeve of mine. Dougal says you're kicking yourself for not pre-ordering the Honeycomb. I hear you, man. It's a great airplane. Great airplane. It's a great yoke. I'm loving it. I really want them to come up with their throttles because, like I said, I have my throttles on the left side over here, And the trim is designed to be here, so I have a hard time trimming.
Number 0 Alpha Romeo.
But other than that, it's pretty sweet. And I think it's going to last a very long time with the quality that it's built at. All right, let's see what happens here when we level at 35. I want to make sure that we are, in fact, in auto thrust. You see, we should be at 105.7. The thrust hasn't moved once, so that leads me to believe that we are not
the next controller
in
will
auto
have
thrust.
information for you. I would not plan on transitioning through the Charlie at pattern altitude, but again, the next controller will have a little bit more guidance
almost positive my VNav is bugged here. Let's see. Climb and cruise. So selected 80. We'll see here. We'll see. 34 for 35. If it doesn't come back, I'm going to have to just take manual control of the thrust. Dave R. He says, question on the bus. Getting proficient at flying? Manage cruise, descent, etc. But on my approaches, I have several times to get high and fast. All right, man. So I say it all the time in my streams and in some of the videos I've done. Your goal to being stable on any approach anywhere in the world, in normal conditions, I'll say, unless you're battling a tailwind or something like that, you want to be at 2,000 feet above your touchdown zone. So if your touchdown is 100 feet, then you're going to be 2,000 feet MSL. But if your touchdown is 1,500, it's going to be at what's that going to be 3,500 feet. So at 2,000 feet above your touchdown zone, your airplane needs to be at 180 knots and flaps 2. If you put the Airbus in that window, you're going to be set. Now let's see here. VNAV path, and see, the thrust should be coming back. The thrust is not coming back, I don't think. Negative. The thrust is not coming back. See, and I go to speed mode. Oh wait, hold on. I'm in speed mode now. We're in speed. I think we got it. I think we've got it. And now it's coming back in to hold 80 Mach. Perfect. All right. Beautiful. So, Dave R., back to what I was saying. 2,000 feet above your touchdown zone and 180 knots with the flaps 2, you're going to be set. Now, if you have a tailwind or something, you're coming down, 15 knot tailwind or something like that, you may want to make sure you're configured a little bit earlier. But what happens at 2,000 feet, if everything is standard, you're at flaps 2, 180 knots, and everything is pretty standard, once you hit 2,000 feet above your touchdown zone, you're going to press for managed speed. So, in the Airbus, you have that, the speed knob on your FCU. You will press it in, and what that's going to do is it's going to start slowing you back to VAP. As soon as you press for managed speed, lower the landing gear. So it's kind of a 2,000 feet, check, manage speed, gear down. And now the airplane is going to slow on schedule, and you can go VFE next minus 10 knots and get your flaps out 3, 4 full. Perfect. So that's kind of the guidance that I'll give you on being stable. If you're having issues still, try earlier. Say, okay, at 3,000 feet, I'm going to try to be configured at flaps 280 knots. And then as you get more proficient with the airplane, you'll be able to even take it down lower to 2,000 feet. So now when I'm going into crazy airports, like maybe San Diego, and they're vectoring me for a localizer, and SoCal approach in real life, they always keep you high. You're coming over the terrain and stuff like that, so you're always high and fast. At that point, I'm probably going to configure a little bit earlier. I may drop the gear at 2,500 feet above touchdown zone and start configuring. So it's pretty much dependent on where you're flying into, but for the most part, if you can hit that window, flaps 2, 180, and then manage speed, gear down, you're going to be golden. This is a beautiful shot right here. This looks borderline real. Holy crap. Look at this airport right here. This is Palm Springs is over here. Wow. Look at that. Is this real life or what? SonyBoy94 says pricing for the 7.6 Extended is outrageous in my eyes. Also, we still have yet to see a jetliner in footage or gameplay. I agree, man. I think all of the Flight Factor products are extremely
Cruiser Alpha
overpriced.
Romeo contact.
But that's just my opinion.
SoCal approach on
But I think
134.2, we'll see you.
it's outrageous. I do. For $100, I should get the 7.5 and the 7.6 and all of their associated variants. Especially if they're X-Plane 10 models. Slam Cannon says, speaking of GA, the TBM needs some love on this channel. You got it, Slam Cannon. I would love to do a TBM flight. I'm going to be pretty busy here this week, guys. I go back to work on, let's see, Tuesday, tomorrow.
Number 210 Alpha Romeo.
And then I've
SoCal
got
approach,
family in town for the
3003.
weekend. So it's going to be pretty, I'm going to say at least a couple days till the
Giant
next stream.
1791, cross Skull at and maintain flight level 250.
Skull flight level 250, Giant 1791. Alright, so we're going to go here, Skull 250. Let's go ahead and set 250 in the altitude window. And progress page 250. Is it going to, does VNAV, so now I'm starting to like,
Reserve Alpha Romeo, maintain BFR at or above 3000. Advise
There's
Van Nuys
Blythe.
Airport site.
so it basically has us top a descent, as you can see here, zoom way in, top a descent just before Blythe. That makes sense because that would be 35 miles. We're at 35, 25, 10,000 feet, 3-to-1 rule. That's 30 miles. That looks perfect. So it looks like it's set up. We're just gonna make sure we start down. But yeah, I'd love to do some TBM stuff. I don't think I'm gonna be streaming again though, guys, until probably next week. I'm gonna try to put out a couple videos for you during the week, but the next stream it might be a couple days, just because, like I said, I got family coming in town and stuff, so gonna get a little busy. Oh, yes. That's another awesome shot right there. Captain Geo says, I think you might need to push the speed knob for VNAV. You know, I'm in speed mode right now. I think it's bugged, Geo. I'll look at it when we start on the descent again. By the way, I did see the replay of that landing, man. That was a nice one. Hey, sometimes when it starts to float like that in Denver, you just got to put her down, so... but it was a good landing, man. I saw that replay. Good stuff, man. Rich Cam says, have a nice landing. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Daniel Smith says, my 319 autopilot disconnected. I thought it was one of your stream notifications. Look at that. Wow, look at that roll spoiler kicking in right there. That's a roll spoiler. There's a flapper on, and this is a roll spoiler. Nice. That was sweet. Look at the texturing on the 7.6. The 7.6 texturing is 10 times better
Number 2 Echo Foxtrot,
than the
contact point when we
7.5.
approach 124.7.
No doubt.
Donation.
Barack Oslu coming in. He says, $10 donation. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. He says, so nice to be in this community. Captain, cheers. Aw, thank you, Barack. Really appreciate it, man. Appreciate your support for the channel. You guys are awesome. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the subscription there, Tawa Sports.
102 Echo
Glad you're enjoying the content, man.
Camarillo, altimeter 3000.
Ooh, look at that. I just want to fly outside the whole way into Phoenix, but let's make sure we're not going to get screwed up here. So Gio was saying press the speed button. I think something is bugged in the lights here. I don't know, because the VNAV is still armed, and I've got my TOD set, and I have speed enunciated here on the FMA, so I know the airplane is in speed mode. It's holding 80 Mach. And if I press the speed button again, I think it's going to get funky. But we'll see what happens. We'll see if it starts down at the TOD. If it doesn't, I'll just flight level change it, and then we'll play with the buttons. Sony Boy 94 says, I feel like the most modern airframe for payware jetliners are the ERJs. Yeah, they are, man, and unfortunately, I don't own any of them because I heard that they're pretty crap. You know, as far as systems modeling, which I can't get past an airplane if it doesn't have good systems. You know, I can get past outdated textures, you know, like in the 7.5, if it has good systems logic, which I'll defend, you know, I'll defend Flight Factor on that point, saying that their system logic is pretty darn good. And they got everything, not everything, but a lot of stuff is modeled, so I can fly an airplane with poor textures and great systems, but I can't fly an airplane with great textures and poor systems. So, BKG says Flight Factor needs some friendly competition from another company so they won't have monopoly. I totally agree, man. I totally agree. About 20 miles to top of descent. Jeremy Harvey says, I just read Soli's letter to NYT. I have a huge respect for Soli as an aviator, but when I read something from him now, I feel like he's trying to push an agenda. Dude, Soli is on the political side. Yeah, he definitely does push his agenda. I will agree with that. He's a great aviator. He did everything right. He did a fantastic job. Saved a lot of lives. But he's also said some crap that has rubbed me the wrong way as well. So, always leave it at that. Thank you.
This is going to be pilot edge wide. Pushback and startup. Startup, first of all, does not need to be requested in the United States.
Oh, thank you for the subscribe, man. I'm sorry if I butchered your name.
Movement area.
Thank you
It's
for
completely
joining the channel.
In your hands as it's not controlled airspace.
Someone says to get rid of Mach, you need to press the small cell
button.
button.
That, it's all up to you. And then put your
Right, I don't want to get rid of Mach yet, though, because I want to be at Mach hold right now. I don't want to get rid of Mach hold. I'm in ADO. I know that I can transition to indicated, but I want to be in Mach at 35,000 feet. Romulus says, I've had funkiness with the lights on the buttons as well. Okay, yeah, because in my opinion, the speed, we are engaged in speed mode right now, and this should be lit up. I'll just show you guys. So if I press it again, you see, speed mode is off. We're not in speed mode anymore. Now speed mode is on. FMA, always, you live and die by your FMA, guys, in the Airbus and in this 7.6. So we're in speed mode now, even though this light isn't working. So something is buggered up here. I'm hoping that it will still take us down in VNAV, because we are in VNAV path. So in theory, it should start us down here on time. We've got 25,000 set, about another 5 miles to go. Let's see if it takes it down. Let's see, about 5 miles to go. Dougal says that there was a post earlier from BKG stating it's a known bug with the GEs. Okay. Alright, well then it makes me feel a little bit better.
November 0 Alpha Romeo. Okay.
He means press the speed knob to close the speed window and go back to FMC dictated speed. Oh, you mean for right here? If I press this one? So now I'm just in indicated. As far as I know, this select button just does indicated and 8.0. Or indicated and Mach. See, now we're started our descent. That's Center Giant 1791. We're vacating 350 to cross go 250.
Giant 1791, roger. Over 2 Echo Foxtrot, do you have the weather at Whiteman?
Alright, we are starting down just fine, so I should probably do some stuff here, though. I've been talking to you guys. So let's do the ILS to runway 8. I'm going to request the ILS to runway 8 because I tried doing the ILS to 7 right, and it got all jacked up. So we're going to make sure we try to get the runway 8. So now correct me if I'm wrong. I can't put in 7.5 here because I think this is only for VORs.
62, contact Salt Lake City Center 135.
This is a VOR, so it won't tune low. So we have to tune the frequency for the ILS down here, which is 111.75. And the front course is 078 degrees. So correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think that's actually a bug on the panel up here. I think this is meant to just be VOR. What if I press it? Auto mode? I hope I didn't just screw everything up. 111.75, 078. We're going to do flaps 30, 144 on the approach. Let's take a look at some of the charts here. We got to get ready for this here.
Number
this
0 Alpha
is
Romeo, are you
Phoenix
familiar
Sky
with what's
Harbor.
required to enter into Charlie airspace or not?
So we're actually going to request runway 8, and then we'll just taxi. We'll taxi across the bridge, and then go to West Cargo over here. Or he may just give us, we may be able to get a visual or a sidestep. We'll see.
Number 2 Echo Foxtrot, contact SoCal approach 134.2.
But so we've got that. Let's look at the arrival here. That's the departure. Dots. Hydra 1. So we're going to be coming in off of Blythe. We got Skull 250, 280 knots. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh, it already transitioned. I'm going to go ahead and select 280 on the speed. It goes idle, VNAV speed, 280 on the speed, 25,000 feet.
Everyone 02 Echo Fox.
If he gives us a descend via, the bottom altitude is going to be 15,000 at 265 knots. So we've got to make sure we comply with our speed restrictions on the way down. And then we'll look at the ILS to runway 8. What do we have for minimums? 1368 or 250 in the DH. So I believe we could set our DH. DH.
Jet 1791, contact Albuquerque Center 128.45. Good day.
2845. Have a good one, Giant 1791. Albuquerque. All right, 2845. The DH. Oh yeah, 250. So I'll set that there. There's a way to change that. Where do I set my DH, guys? Let me know in the comments. Do not remember, for I'm drawing a blank. Albuquerque Center, good morning. Giant 1791, heavy 28.5, descending across Skull 250.
Giant 1791, Albuquerque Center, roger. Descend via the Hydra 1 arrival, runway 7 right transition.
Descend via the Hydra 1, runway 7 right transition, Giant 1791. And is there any chance we could request runway 8 this morning?
Giant 1791, sure. Descend via the Hydra 1 arrival, runway 8 transition.
All right, descend via the Hydra runway 8 transition for Giant 1791. All right, descend via, and we're going to land on 8. Like I said, guys, I'm only doing 8 because I did this arrival yesterday, and it wouldn't, the box would not set up for 7 right. So, Hydra, boom. So landing runway 8 from Gila, track 054 across punt at above 10,000. So let's look for... I only downloaded half of the arrival, it looks like. Oops. I mean, I have it with me here in my lap. I'm trying to see... Let me cross-reference. So I set 15,000. Under the FMC. Small enough. That's right. I remember. Thanks, guys. Alright, so Hydra 1. With the RNAV. Runway 8 transition. So I'm just going to put that back on Phoenix. We'll get rid of that for now. We're in VNAV path, descending 25. I got 15 set. But for runway 8 transition... From Gila, track to punt. Speed is coming back. Should still be in VNAV path here. Let's see. I want to make sure she starts back down. I don't know if VNAV is properly working. We're going to find out here in a second. This is at or below 220 at Sandra, so we want to make sure she does, in fact, descend. And yes, it is. All right, good. So the bottom altitude is 5,000 for the runway 8 transition. I'm sorry, that took me forever to find. All right, 5,000 is for the bottom of the transition to runway 8. Our DH is below the FMC, which is up here. That's right. 250 feet. And let's take a look at our overhead. Make sure that we got 1580, pressurization is coming down, everything else looks good up there. And we are on the VNAV path still. So, to further explain what happened yesterday when I was testing this route out for this stream, the box loaded up runway 7 right like it should, but the airplane wouldn't land over there. I don't know if it's a scenery thing, but it kept wanting to set me up on 8, even with the proper approach frequency of 111, or a localizer frequency of 111.75 and the approach course. It kept wanting to send me over to runway 8. So I'm just going to put it down on 8. We can make a taxi over, or we may even just go to the north. We'll go to the Honeywell station over there. We'll pretend we're dropping off some engines over there at Honeywell, because Honeywell's on the north side of the field. William Kelly says, are you flying on VATSIM? No, this is Pilot Edge. All right, out of below 22 for Sandra. That looks good. Oh, man, look at this wonderful Phoenix. I love the Fort Boy, like, southwestern United States is so freaking sweet. Look at that, guys. Look at that. I mean, these are my old stomping grounds, man. I used to instruct out here for years. That's where I learned to fly, too.
3 Bravo Sierra, spoken ground, runway 21, taxi via golf.
My commercial rating out here, instrument training out here, burning holes in the desert. All right, let's see. Let's make sure we are tracking. So, Sandra, Shadow, Hydra. Perfect. So... yeah, you guys can't see it because I didn't download the second chart, but this is Hydra, and then we continue off on the chart that on the real world chart that I'm looking at on my knee board. Gila, Punt, Tech, Tesley, and Falgo. Let's take a look at our legs page here. I want to put this into plan mode. And then you can see all the fixes here. Like you can't, somebody else has said you can't pop these out, but you can't. It's kind of annoying. Falgo, Kago, J-Mill, was up. Phoenix from 8. Dimitri coming in. $20 bomb super chat. He says no pilot should work this hard to set up the box and descent in this day and age. Valiant effort on your part. Dimitri, thank you so much, man. Thanks for your support. Thanks for that $20 bomb donation. I agree with you, man. These Boeings, they make you work. They make you work, I tell you what. So but we are set. Thank you, Dimitri. William, I need to pick up the ATIS. William Colley says, what airplane do I fly in real life? I fly the Airbus 319, 20, and 21. So this is a different experience for me. Definitely not a super educational stream. 2757 for ATIS. Let's see if we can pick that up in COM 2. 27. At least give me COM 2 flight factor. COM 2. No. It's not going to give me COM 2. It's out and on VHF right. Nope. Alright, so not even going to have COM 2 properly set up. No worries. We'll just go ahead and get you off there. We're still on with approach 2845. SonyBoy94 says, general question. An X-plane when you're coming out of a small airport that has a SID, but you know it's going to be an issue in terms of climbing, how would you deal with it in hand fly? What do you mean it's going to be an issue? As in, you don't have RNAV? Then you wouldn't be able, if you're on an instrument flight plan, you have to make sure that you file accordingly. So if you're at an airport that has a bunch of departure procedures that are RNAV and you're filing as an instrument-rated airplane, you can't file that you have GPS capability. You have to do, I think it's a slant alpha, and they will give you a departure accordingly, whether it's a radar vector departure or something like that. Now, there are departure procedures that are pretty hairy that are just, needles, VOR needles left and right, and I used to do that all the time flying freight, and they are a handful.
62, contact Salt Lake Center 128.7.
But I think that's, does that answer your question? Like, you say in terms of climbing, though, so maybe like you don't have the climb performance. In that case, you would have to either not file IFR, or you'd have to file IFR and let them know that you can't comply with the departure procedure because your aircraft cannot comply with the climb gradient requirements. So
that was 1262.
that's those. I hope that answers your question. So if you're worried about climbing capabilities, the climb gradient of the aircraft, then you're going to have to find a departure procedure that will let you, or you have to do a VFR departure or coordinate with ATC, and maybe they can get you vectors or something like that so you can climb out. Beautiful turn here. We'll roll spoiler action on the left. Oh, yes. Let's do a flyby view. Watch your ears.
Giant 1791, contact Phoenix approach 128.65.
2865, Giant 1791. We'll see it. All right, 2865 is there. And I want to tune in 2757 for Addons over here on COM 1 before I check in.
Following is requested. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Tango. Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport.
Gila's at 250, we need to slow down.
1551 Zulu. Wind 080 at 5. Visibility 10. 25,000 scattered. Temperature 20. Dew point -7. Altimeter 3003. Arriving runway 7 right. 8. Departing runway 7 left. 8. Visual approaches in use. ILS runway 7 right at I-11 way 8 approach in use. Simultaneous approaches to parallel runways in use. VFR departures, contact clearance delivery, advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway assignment and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Tango.
All right, we have Tango. I flipped over the Addons there. Phoenix approach, good morning, Giant 1791, heavy is 12-7 descending via the Hydra 1 runway 8 transition with Tango.
Giant 1791, heavy Phoenix approach via JAML cleared ILS runway 8 approach.
Via JAML cleared ILS runway 8 approach, Giant 1791. All right, so he gave me the approach clearance via this puppy over here. I'll show you on the approach chart. JAML. I'm going to see if he'll help us out, maybe make it easier. And approach 1790 for Giant 1791. Any chance we just go direct JAML now?
Giant 1791, affirmative. Clear direct JAML, descend and maintain 5,000 per now.
Direct JAML, descend and maintain at 5,000, Giant 1791. All right, so we're going to go direct to JAML. Oops, I think I messed it up. So I want to go, let's see, direct to JAML. Boom. And then it's going to be, what's after JAML is, actually, let's just execute that. Oh boy, look at the mess I just made. Direct JAML.
Number 738 Bravo Sierra, Spokane Tower, fly runway heading, runway 21, cleared for takeoff, wind 170 at 6.
Do I have to do it this way? Look at my box. What the heck is going on here? Hold on. Erase that. I want to go direct to JAML, so I should be able to just go there, and then I want to take was up. That's the next fix, and it's going to be there. There we go. All right, cleaned it up. JAML was up. Descend to 5,000. We're at 10,000 feet. Let's get our lights on. I swear, these Boeings, man, they make you work. I don't know the proper cleared approach code to land on this type of airplane, so we'll just turn them all on. We're 10 descending to 5,000. Let's go ahead and get some speed brakes in there, help our descent rate. Soda Boy says, V1, thanks for the answer. I think I got it. It was a hard question to word yesterday. I was departing and the plane was following a SID and plowed into a mountain. Ouch! I tried to correct but shrugged. Yeah, man, if you're flying GA, you got to be very careful that you comply with the climb gradients on your departure procedures. If you're flying a SID like that, instrument flight rules. Do flyby view. Sounds are meh. But it looks good, though. We've got the cargo talking in the background. 7.6 descending 5,000. Once we hit JAML, guys, we're going to be just outside the final approach fix. So I'm going to slow it up here a little bit. I'm going to slow to 210 once we level at 5,000 feet. Daniel Smith says you get used to it, V1. I know. Problem is I'm used to being spoiled, man. I'm used to my Airbus. Spoils you. Six descending, 5, 1 to go. Let's go ahead and close the speed brakes. We'll do auto brake 2. And let's take a look at the checklist, make sure we haven't completely screwed something up here. Descent pressurization, recall check, auto brakes are set, VREF is set, approach briefing is complete, altimeters and nav aids are set. Cabin is secured, speed brake will be armed, the gear will be down, and the flaps will be set. So that pretty much takes care of our checklist. I'm going to go ahead and reduce speed now to 210 knots.
That's at 8 Bravo Sierra, contact departure.
I mean, that's pretty lackluster. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. But look at that view, man. Look at the reflections on this. This is just cool. It's kind of weird that the reflections aren't moving, but I mean, hey, beggars can't be choosers. At Fork Boy Ortho, though. Alright, let's go ahead and go. Oh, we don't want to stall. Let's get those flaps out.
Spoken departure 73 Bravo Sierra is at 3,800 climbing.
For 738 Bravo Sierra, spoken departure radar contact.
Flaps 5. Dimitri says, unfortunately, we're stuck with planes like this that are dinosaurs from the 60s. I don't know, man. Sony says you were in a 175? You should have hand flown until you hit the VOR at the end of the SID before hitting autopilot. Oh, maybe it was, So did you mess something up, like maybe autopilot-wise? A 175 should be able to comply with quite a few different SIDs. I mean, I flew the 175 for quite a while.
040, ILS vectors for runway 21, 73 Bravo Sierra.
Alright, here we go. We are going to zoom that in just a little bit. He technically didn't, our approach clearance is technically canceled, so that last communication, it should have been, you know, cancel approach clearance, descend to maintain 5,000, clear direct JAML, but I'm not going to say anything. I think we're on the same page, which I probably shouldn't assume, but he said 5,000, direct JAML, that's what we're doing, and you can see here that was lining up pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to back it off to 180 as well, because I don't know this airplane's capabilities in slowing down and going down, so I'm just going to kind of preemptively set myself up here. We'll do a flaps extension here on the wing view. Oh yeah. Not really any flap sounds, so that's kind of depressing. Alright, we are set flaps 15. We're looking good. I'm going to turn up the engine volume. So it doesn't...
Giant 1791 heavy cross, JAML at or above 4,000, cleared ILS runway 8 approach.
JAML at or above 4,000, cleared ILS runway 8 approach, Giant 1791. Alright, we'll just flight level change it down to 4,000 feet, and then we'll arm the approach phase. Center and right autopilots are armed, glide slope is armed, a localizer is armed. 180 on the speed. Speed brakes are, in fact, they were armed. Okay, speed brakes are armed. Alright, we're set up. Flyby time. Slam Cannon says vacuum cleaner flyby. Dude, I agree with you, man. I mean, I don't know. We don't really have an option in X-Plane at this time, you know. Like you said, Flight Factor doesn't have any competition, so it's a monopoly. Whoa, player. What do we got? We're speeding way up. I feel like I could do a better job with the thrust levers. What I'm going to do here is hand fly this in here as soon as we get on the
Bravo
low.
Sierra, how will this approach terminate?
Alright, so we got the lope captured there. That's good. And I want to make sure, let's see.
Booking approach, 73 Browser. We're going to do the missed approach, and then we're going to hold as published, and then come back and do the RNAV Yankee.
Alright, let's see if she captures the glide slope.
738 Bravo Sierra, roger, thanks.
And we should be...
Giant 1791 Heavy, contact Phoenix Tower 118.7.
18-7, Giant 1791, sir. Phoenix Tower, good morning. Giant 1791 Heavy on the ILS, runway 8.
Giant 1791 Heavy, Phoenix Tower, wind 08085, runway 8, clear to land.
Runway 8, clear to land, Giant 1791 Heavy. Alright, init ref, what are we, 144, I'm going to bug that. I'm going to do one, I'm going to give us +5. Disengage that, we're going to turn off the auto thrusties. And let's hand fly this puppy down with our honeycomb. Two whites, two reds. Gear coming down. Flaps 20. What's it, 25? Flaps 30, we're going to configure early. Like I said, I don't know its full capabilities of descending and slowing at the same time, but we're looking good. We're on the slope. Two whites, two reds. Coming back to our VREF 149, 150. So I just added 5 because his VREF was 144. Winds are pretty negligible this morning.
Oakland clearance, November 3096 Tango, instruments to, capital clearance, November 3096 Tango, instruments to Oakland, Information Hotel.
Number 3096 Tango, capital clearance, clear to the Oakland Metropolitan Airport. As filed.
We are clear to land, 1,000 stable.
8,000. Correction, expect 6,000.
Dimitri says, hang in there, we'll all be over soon.
Departure frequency 127.4. Squawk 5.
We're going to take this puppy to Honeywell. Honeywell is actually on the left-hand side of the airport area we're looking at here coming in. It's that first
clear
ramp
to
the
Oakland
left, I believe.
2000, expect 6,000.
They have a 7.5 where they mount the engine on the fuselage for corporate jet
squawk
testing.
5233, November 3096 Tango.
November 3096 Tango, read back correct. Unfortunately, 34 left is closed, so expect 34 right for departure.
We're on speed, two whites, two reds. This is only my second or third landing attempt in the 7.6, so come on now, Honeycomb. Do me good here. It would help if I got on center line, probably, wouldn't it?
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Floating out. Alright, put it down. Hey, I'll take that. Spoilers, reverse green. I'll take that 74 footer. 47 feet above the threshold. Manual brakes.
Giant 1791 Heavy, turn right when able, contact ground 119.75.
Hey, we're going to Honeywell this morning. Can we make the left turn here, go to the north ramp?
Giant 1791 Heavy affirmative, left Alpha 8, taxi to Honeywell via Alpha, and remain this frequency.
All right, left turn Alpha 8, ran this frequency to Giant 1791 Heavy. Thanks, sir. All right, guys, so welcome to Phoenix Sky Harbor. I'm just going to go ahead and disconnect now before I forget and I do something bad. We'll clear the runway here, and we'll go ahead and get our flaps up. Honeywell is back down there towards the left side, I believe. I hope so. Disarm the speed brakes. Auto brakes off. Flaps are coming up. Welcome to Phoenix. Alright, let's go ahead and get our exterior lights off. I definitely left them on, I shouldn't have. Wing comes off. Everything else looks good. IFR Sim, did I survive the tornado last night? Yes, I did. But we had 70-mile-an-hour winds at my house, dude. 70-mile-an-hour winds. So, I was up all night. Baby was up all night. It was interesting. All right, I'm curious to see this replay to see how bad of a float that was. I know we floated for sure, but I think I was still in the touchdown zone. But yeah, I definitely floated her out. See you, Daniel. Have a good one, man. Oh, there's our Honeywell right there, guys. There's our Honeywell building. So we just need to get down to this freaking ramp and shut her down. I'm going to fire up the APU while we're taxiing in. How's the replay system on this 7.6? Will it work? Long taxi, that's for sure. Maybe I should have just turned right and went to southbound. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. The cargo talking to me is a little weird. Come on, Flight Factor. ZIBO wouldn't do that. Let's go ahead and disable real view for our replay. That's kind of weird. Alright, here is our ramp that we're going to be turning into. I hope it's big enough. We're going to park over here by these 172s. Dimitri says, time for a name change. The Float Factor 76300. Nice. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe, maybe I shouldn't have added 5 knots to ref. I don't know how the Boeing guys do it. But VREF is 144, so I added 5. Brought me to 149, and that might have been too much. Maybe I should have just flown it at 144. But we got some new engine parts to deliver here. We're going to blast these GA aircraft. Beautiful. We'll go ahead and stop it here. Brakes are set. Let's go ahead and turn off that light. APU gen is online, and let's kill it. Welcome to Phoenix Sky Harbor. Spool down sounds aren't bad. Not bad, not bad. All right, now before we open all the doors and all that stuff, I'm just gonna hop into the replay because I want to see how this replay was. So let's go here, and that was a long taxi, so we'll back it up.
Don't.
Back it up to right here. We're gonna go ahead and bump this over here and play.
Too low. Terrain.
We'll watch it from a wing view here. Catch up some of these comments here. Dougal says, how about a few more likes, guys? Yeah, come on, guys, show me the love. Been up all night. Vacuum flyby, Alberto. Nice. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the flyby sounds, or just the sounds in general, guys. I think we're pretty much spoiled with ZIBO and the Flight Factor BSS sound pack for the 320. I really do think that kind of spoils us.
Terrain. Too low.
Alright, so the replay mode up there is a little whack. This is a cool shot right here behind the wings. IFR Sim says at V1, we got the tail end of it in South Florida, or in South Fort Worth. Not as bad, but the weather was so loud it kept me awake. I tried flying out of left field in the sun last night also. Nice. Yeah, man, it was some serious weather around here. Daniel Smith says, I fly VREF plus 5 knots in the approach, so I think you did it right. Alright, so that's good to know. Yeah, I just, flying in straight at VREF is a little bit slow. Not adding a winging it says adding 5 is correct, but the speed is expected to bleed to VREF by touchdown. I gotcha. Yeah, that's pretty standard. Let's see, we'll come over the top here. I probably Airbus flared it. We'll see on the exterior view if I did an Airbus flare. Boom, touchdown. It was still in the markers. We still got the markers. Oh, that's a nice... Look at the texturing under there. Look at the hydraulic lines. Let's back it up a little bit. Does it show my speed in the cockpit? No, it does not. Captain Canada in the house, coming in with a few juicies. Thank you, Captain Canada. Appreciate the love, man. I've been watching so many of your streams, I accidentally said no floaties earlier. Watch a few more and then we'll get out of here, guys. Let's check out from, ooh, this side. I like this flap shot right here with the flaps down at 30 degrees. Icefire, ZIBO spoils most things for me too, man. I hear ya. Once you fly ZIBO, it's hard to beat. I'll tell you what though, the texturing on the 7.6 wing is pretty darn good. Not too shabby. Alright, I'm gonna back it up. We're gonna watch a few more external shots. And then I'm gonna get out of here. So, guys, I really appreciate you tuning in for the stream this morning. I hope you weren't looking for a super educational stream. Because, I don't fly... Wow, that's loud. I don't fly the 767, so... Hope it was entertaining for you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking out the channel. Thank you for all the sponsorships and supporters and donations and all you guys hanging out here and chat with me. I really appreciate it. Captain Canada, good to see you in the house, my friend. Looking forward to catching your next stream. And I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Like I said, it might be a couple days for the next stream, but I'll definitely try to get some videos out for you this week while I'm off at work. So y'all take care. Have a blessed day wherever you're watching from, and I will catch you next time. See ya.